Hi, this is a demo of my Sinata Portfolio donation app. So my app model basically consists of a donor object, a charity object, and they are joined by this jointable donation, which has donor ID, charity ID, and then also it has the item to be donated and the cost of the item that is being donated. Donor has a name, email, and a password digest, and then charity will have a name and a causes attribute. So I started my app by creating the database. So I created the donors table, charities table, the donations table, and then I added uh, causes column to charity, and then also the item and in the item price columns to the donation table. Uh, After creating the table and migrating them, I started with the models. Charity has many donations and then has many donors through donations. Validates the presence of the name attribute, name field. Donation would belong to donor and charity, both donor and charity. And it validates the presence of the item field. Donor will have uh, secure password via Bcrypt, and then it has many donations and has many charities through donation. Validates the presence of name and email fields. I think password should be taken care of by Bcrypt. Then I have two helper methods here. Total donations and donated to charity. So total donation would be the sum total of the donation of the individual donor, and then donated to charity would give you the donation made to a specific one particular charity by the individual donor. Uh, Moving on to the controller, I have the first thing you see in the home page would be to either log in or sign up. So starting with the sessions controller, it gives you the login route. So if the user is already logged in, then it's redirected to the donors index page. Otherwise, you have this the login page. That would be so this basically the home page is basically welcome message and then please sign up or log in. Login would have action of sessions uh, and would have email and password fields and some flash warning uh, if if you're missing some fields over here. So that would call the sessions action, and then the session action will basically uh, find the donor via the login, authenticate if the password uh, and the donor, if you can find the donor and authenticate the password, then activates the session user ID and redirects to donors index page. Otherwise, you have this warning saying the credentials are invalid. I also have helper methods to check uh, whether uh, a user is or a donor is logged in, and if he is logged in, then the current donor or the current user would be defined by this helper method here. I also have a logout button on all the pages that will basically clear the sessions cookie, the sessions hash and then redirect you to the home page. So moving on, have the donors controller. So sign up basically directs you to this sign up page. Sign up page would be another form that asks for name, email, and password. And if any of the required field is not filled up, then flash warning would be shown. After the form posts to donors, it'll instantiate a new donor using the parents hash, and then if I can save the donor, then activate the session's user ID, and then redirect to the donor's index page. Otherwise, just fill the flash message here and then redirect to the sign up page. The donor's index page again checks whether the user is logged in or not, and then it gives you a list of donor in this instance variable, and then the donor's index page would basically have information about all the donors and then the charities they've donated to. And then the show page of the donor again checks if the donor is logged in. And if it's logged in, then it shows the show page, which is basically the donor's profile page. And this will show the it'll basically break down the donation of each donor by charity. So for all the donations a donor has contributed to, it will give you the name of the charity and then the amount of the donation, and then at the bottom it will give you the total amount of the donation. And then the donation edit page, which is another form. Basically, just you can basically just edit your name here and submit that. And then the delete button is actually a hidden form, a form with a hidden input value in the show page. So here, that does the deletion of the donor, and then basically pops up this small confirmation message before you hit submit. After you hit submit, and then it will basically delete that donor, clear the session, and then redirect you to the home page. Charities controller doesn't have a whole lot. It just gives you a list of charities. So it gives you the name of the charities, and then for each charity it will give you the list of the donors and the total amount donated by that donor to that particular charity. All the new donations are handled by the donation controller. So donation controller would have this route to new donation, and then the view would be for a new donation. It's just a again another form posted to donations. basically would have a drop-down list of all the charities available, and then we'll have input boxes for the item donor wants to donate and the cost of the item the donor is donating. And after receiving that form is received by the donations action, then creates a new donation, and if a new donation can be created, then the donations donor is assigned to the current user, and then the charity is assigned to whatever charity the donor has selected from the drop-down list, updates the donor, and then redirects to the donor's show page. If somehow some item is missing, you have this flash message, and then the user is redirected to the new donation form again. So I have the server fired up. So this is basically I hope I have the server fired up. Yes. Taking a while. Okay, so you go to log in, and I actually wanted to sign up first. Oh. This is unusually slow. So donor test, test. Sign up, get automatically logged in. Okay, so here's the list of donor 0, donor to the charity 0, charity 2, donor 1, 2, blah blah, donor name test. Doesn't have any donation as of yet. If you want to see the list of charities, So charity 0 has donor 2 donating 1,500, donor 0 donating 2,100, so on and so forth. So I'm logged in as donor 1 or donor test, and if I want to donate, click the donate button. Charity 1, item to be donated, something, price 2,000, donate. It should redirect to the show view. Okay, so something donated to charity 1, the amounting to $2,000, and total donation is 2,000. If I want to edit the profile of donor test, change the donor's name. So test name. Okay, if I want to make another donation. Charity 0. Money. Feeling benevolent. The profile is updated with a total donation amounting to 12,000. So I want to delete this donor confirmation, hit OK. Now I should be logged out. Just want to check my seeds here. Donor 0, A0, test 0. So if I log in as a different user, our donor test name should not be there. A0 test. Test 0. Submit. And you only have 3 donors that we started with.